All right, welcome to the roadside downtown Richmond live chat. So, just waiting for folks to find me. I am set up here right now on Broad Street, and I'm just hanging out here. Well, I guess the people behind me have gone active. Well, they've got plenty of room to get out. I'm not crowding them. What's up, Houston? Good to see y'all. Move up just a smidge, give that person some room. I am live streaming from my car. Make sure there's no junk in the back. You can see my laundry bag back there with my clothes in it. Yeah, actually, I'm feeling pretty calm today. My main concern for tomorrow at this point is the cold. And I don't really have a good way of live streaming. What am I trying to say? of carrying open carry with all of the heavy clothing. So always beware of white vans. It's really busy down here right now. What's up, DFW? I wish I was back in Texas already. Not that this is a bad place. This is a good place, but it ain't home, that's for sure. But things feel a little better today because when I first got here yesterday, I was definitely feeling outnumbered. Like everyone was glaring at me, like obviously you're not from around here. What's up, Rick? Good to see you. What part of Texas am I from? Weatherford, Texas, the cutting horse capital of the world. And but when I got here, I was definitely feeling like a fish out of water. And then along about noon today, man, people started pouring in. People that look like me, people that look a little more wild and redneck than I do. And the hotel I was in started filling up with Second Amendment people. I think breakfast will be very different tomorrow morning than it was this morning, because there was like 2 or 3 of us that were here for the rally, and then the rest were like people that were not here for the rally. And man, I may bolt because this guy's trying to park in front of me. You know what? I'm sorry, I'm getting paranoid. When somebody pulls in behind you and then somebody backs in front of you. Well, I guess everything's cool. That was me coming out with a pistol right then. Yeah, you guys go on in there and mind your business. That was disturbing. That's the way I feel in the urban area all the time. Anyway, so oh yeah, there's a lot of people in the downtown area. I'm a few blocks away from the Capitol on Broad Street. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about some of the things that are going on, the things that people are saying. I'm hearing things that I can't really say are true. Like, I'm hearing people talk about a heavy presence of federal agents here. I've not seen a single one. Every person I see, every police officer I see is straight out of the Richmond PD. I've seen state police, but mostly it's Capitol Police and Richmond Police that are patrolling the streets here. I will say they're kind of everywhere. Like, they have little outposts set up all throughout the city. You'll just go along and there'll be a corner, and it just kind of looks like a cop corner where cops are going to hang out in this particular lot or that one. And Broad Street is kind of a bad neighborhood, bad part of town. And so I am keeping my head on a swivel as I sit here and talk to y'all. I feel a little exposed. But hey, I'm in a vehicle that's idling with a gun in my lap. So thank goodness for open carry. So, but what I started seeing today was that there's just a ton of YouTubers here, and I'm going to get to meet some of my heroes tomorrow. That's the thing I'm most excited about. The city has come alive with Second Amendment people, and I don't feel outnumbered anymore. I feel like I belong here, and I've had a lot of conversations in the elevator, the one working elevator in the hotel I'm in. And people here are coming around from people that are coming around here from all over the country, but so far I'm the guy coming from the farthest. I don't see anybody that's come as far as I have to this thing. but that'll probably be changing tomorrow when everybody finally gets here. Here's my plan for tomorrow. I want everyone to know that I'm going to be on 9th Street, probably near the uphill side of 9th Street. 9th Street runs right alongside the Capitol, and it's the chain link on this side and the streets here. So I'm going to be on 9th Street, and that seems to be where everybody's setting up. All the YouTubers are going to be there. Guns and Gadget, I think, is going to be there. I've already seen live streams coming from, what's the cat's name? High Impact. He does High Impact vlogs and High Impact flicks, and he was down there kind of haranguing the officers who were doing the pat downs and the searches at the entrance, asking them about how they feel about the Second Amendment and their oath they swore to uphold the Constitution when they took that badge, and how they can justify that with disarming people before they go into the rally there. Oh, he's going to the shot show. I thought he was going to be here. Well, doggone it. Who all's going to be here? Does anybody know if who all's going to be here from the YouTube world besides me? And I know High Impact Flicks is here, or vlogs. Does anybody know? I don't think Hickok would have anything to do with this thing. Scooch. Yeah, that's a guy I definitely want to run into. I like a lot of his videos. Dabu. I definitely want to find Dabu tomorrow. I think he's going to be down on 9th Street. Truth Not Fiction. I'm not sure if I know him. Delaware Patriot. So I was watching one of the news. Owen Schroyer and InfoWars are supposed to be here tomorrow. Freedom News Now. One of my favorite news amalgamate channels, where they compile the different news and you can see different live streams and they comment about it and people can. But I was watching one of those, and they had a lady that was walking around earlier today around the Capitol there, and gosh, I forgot what I was going to say about her. I need one more good night's sleep and relax a little bit before tomorrow. Oh yeah, Antifa. And she was showing images of a lot of packs of Antifa groups. I saw one lone Antifa guy. Well, it was a kid in a black hoodie with a mask on, walking down Broad Street. But I haven't seen any more. But I'm going to go and do another patrol. Basically, I'm kind of car patrolling through the neighborhood and around the area here, just getting a feel for things. Tomorrow, I have decided to go ahead and hire a ride share to take me down there, because they can drop me right in the middle of it and I won't have to walk at all. And unfortunately, with my knee, that's probably what I'm going to have to do, especially if I'm carrying any extra weight. Yeah, they're saying that the Richmond Antifa want to march with the Patriots. What was interesting is that there was that lady that was down there videotaping Antifa earlier today, and she was saying that people dressed in Antifa outfits and Antifa t-shirts were helping the police put up the barricades. That's weird. Anybody else see that? That was on Blaze News. She was on there showing pictures of Antifa helping them put up the barriers, the police barriers. So that's a little strange. Yeah, I got no love for Antifa. I don't trust them. I don't want to march with them. I don't want to interact with them because they're communists. Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, there's this, at this point, it's a conspiracy theory that Antifa is going to dress up like us. Thing is, though, they'd have to hit the gym, because most of us we're not built like Antifa. You can put a MAGA hat on the girly boy, but he's still a girly boy. Am I excited for tomorrow? Yeah, actually, like I was saying, the main thing I'm concerned about is the cold. It's supposed to be 30 degrees when they dump me off here in the morning. And who knows when, I got my long johns laid out and ready to go. I'm going to be dressed up as warm as I can be. I'm probably going to look like an Eskimo man. But I wonder, if there's going to be any businesses that if you're open carrying will say, hey, come on in, have a seat, get some coffee. So it may be difficult to find a place to warm up. Am I worried that there'll be false flags tomorrow? Not really. I mean, if it happens, it happens. I can't really stop it. You know, if anybody tries to hurt me, they're going to get the same thing, whether it's in Dallas or Denver or Portland. You know, you're just going to get a world of hurt. If you try to hurt me, I'll hurt you back. So I don't really care, you know, what outfit you're wearing. I don't trust anybody. If y'all haven't figured that out, I don't trust anybody. Are there a lot of patriots with me? No. I'm completely lone wolfing it. I've had no contact with anybody other than some conversations in the elevator with guys who are open carrying. Will there be feds dressed up like us? I don't know. People can dress up however they want. Is this thing going to go south? I will say this: if somebody decides to do a mass shooter thing, it'd be like the church shooting in Fort Worth. It would last 6 seconds. That he would get shot from so many different directions, no matter how he's dressed. Anybody comes out with a pistol or lets go with a shot, and they're going to get absolutely annihilated before you can blink. And the biggest fear in that situation is to get caught in the crossfire. So all of my law enforcement friends, I hope you are good at understanding, knowing your backstop, because I don't want to catch a stray bullet. That's probably more scary than anything else, is that some fool does come out with a gun, gets mowed down, and a lot of lead goes flying, mostly in his direction. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's just going to be cold out here. If you don't have a reason to be out here, they're going to have to pay them cops overtime, hazard pay and cold weather pay. David, I'll be looking for you too, brother. I don't know what you look like, because on here you're just a little pink, you're just a little pinkish red kind of stick man, but you know what I look like. And I'm open to anybody coming out and talking to me. Like I said, tomorrow, yeah, I'm going to be down there at 8 a.m. The thing don't roll till 11, so I ought to be good and frozen by the time the rest of the world gets there. But I wanted to get there early. Don't drink the free Kool-Aid. Free coffee, I might be drinking that. I don't really feel like anything bad's going to happen, honestly. My biggest concern is the weather at this point. It's going to be really cold. Okay, let me know if I have any government shadow protectors. I might. It certainly seemed like that those two men in the stockyards, if you want to hear about that, you can see my video, Sage rolls a wife beater in the stockyards. And they were there to help me, to watch over me, seems like. It could just be a coincidence that there were two patriot-type guys with beards behind me who were right there out of nowhere. Maybe they were angels. I don't know. Thank you. I need some warm thoughts. Today was beautiful, though. I went out and about today. It was 55 degrees and sunny here. Gorgeous day. Thanks, David. I need all the prayers I can get. I think that was you. Nope, it was not you that was praying for me. General Shepard's praying for me. What's up, General Shepard? Another YouTuber. If you have lost track of the notorious AJ, you can find him on General Shepard's channel. Whenever he's broadcasting, General Shepard is there to put you on the AJ train. Monument Avenue. I'm still learning my way around here. I don't know that I have. Everything I've been doing so far is recon. That's the best way to describe what I've been doing since I got here is recon and preparation. I don't sub to General Shepard because it seems like every time I do, or if I share a video on his channel. Thanks, AM. I appreciate that. Thanks for the live chat there, the super chat. But whenever I sub to General Shepard, he loses his channel and then he has to make a new one. They have all the monuments fenced off. I've driven by, and from a distance, I see some very awesome looking monuments. Men on horseback, stuff that dates back to the Civil War, I'm sure. The white stands with balls those are vehicle blockades. I think they're probably very heavy and had to be placed in their spot by a crane. I didn't go close enough earlier. Thank you, Jane. I appreciate that. I didn't go up to them and touch them and push them, but from where they're set there, I would almost guarantee you they're concrete blocks with plastic coating covering over them, designed to stop vehicle charges, they're just crazy. Today, I saw no sign of military. I made another run past the main entrance, and lots of Richmond, Virginia PD, but I did not see any military. I did not see any feds. There aren't tanks in the street. All that stuff is disinformation. All that stuff is somebody in the basement making things up. One lady was out here today and she claimed to see federal agents, but I did not see that. And I also watched the live stream from High Impact Flicks. And what's up, Greg? I saw your email. Are you going to be here too? Greg, are you here too? Or are you just watching on YouTube? But yeah, on the high impact Flicks guy, I did not see in his live stream anything but Richmond PD and Capitol Police. It's mainly Capitol Police. Yeah, it just seems like maybe more crowded than usual, weekend night. It's probably because it's a holiday. It's Sunday night, but it probably feels like a normal Saturday down here on Broad Street. Yes, I'm going to stay out of the... Is High Impact Flicks in here watching my live stream? Probably not. I would like to meet him, though. He has cool long hair like I used to have until I cut it all off. Hey, John Wayne, good to see you, buddy. My one music fan who thought enough of me to come out and see me play while I was in Salem. Welcome to the live chat. Did it get... Okay, so I hung up at that point because his live stream was almost over. You guys are talking about the High Impact stream getting hijacked by a phone call. I think that was his own phone. I think his own phone did that to him. Like, he got a phone call while he was live streaming, but it was annoying, so this live stream was almost over, so I just terminated and jumped out of the stream when that loud noise, but I think it was his own phone. I think maybe his wife was calling. See ya, Angie. Yes, I heard what the Virginia senator said, and the thing that I gleaned from that is that she said, if anything bad happens, if anything wrong happens, then they'll do this, this, and this. So I guess if any militia people do anything nefarious, see what happens in Portland is you have these kind of rallies in Portland where you got the police and they allow the rally and they allow all the people in the street, and and then something happens. Somebody throws a bottle at the cops, somebody milkshakes a cop, somebody throws a water balloon, somebody spits at a cop. Sorry for the jerking around there on the deal. And then they declare it an unlawful assembly. And you've probably seen, if you've watched Portland live streams, you've probably seen them, declare this an unlawful assembly. This is the Portland police. We declare this an unlawful gathering. Disperse, or to be arrested. And so I really think that if anything goes wrong, that's what they'll do. And they may take a page from the Portland police. At one point, the Portland police pushed all of the Antifa and press and everybody that was protesting down into a dead-end street, and then they wouldn't let you out unless you gave them you showed them ID. You had to show your ID and be logged in to be let out, and they put you on the list, of the naughty list. So could there be some shenanigans like that down here? It's possible. If something goes bad or somebody gets in a fight or, somebody pulls a gun, then I'm sure that the Capitol Police will declare it an unlawful assembly, and everyone will then be escorted out of the downtown area by the walls of police. I'm sure the riot police will just take the streets and push everybody back and make everybody go home and call an end to the rally. So anyway, that's man, I think I'm going to get to exercise my Second Amendment rights on the street corner if I keep sitting here with my light on. These people are eyeballing me, man. They pull up and really eyeball me, but that's all right. I am protected by Glock from Austria. He's a good friend of mine. We get along well. He doesn't like water jugs. He doesn't like milk jugs. Surely nobody's going to mess with me with a Glock in my lap. Thanks, Greg, for the help there. I didn't see whether you were here in town or not. I know you sent me an email. I'm hearing all of these rumors, just like you guys are, and I don't. What I haven't had time to do, and what I would do if I was home, is I would start researching and digging to the bottom of it and see if I could find out who was saying these things. And oh, you're still in Texas, okay? Um, yeah, but so I don't know where the rumors are coming from. I see no signs of any disruption in my ability to use technology. I've been using GPS and my cell phone and my computer and everything since I've been here. Everything's working fine. I mean, honestly, who knows what tomorrow will bring? But I will say this. One thing that's a little disturbing is that it reminds me of 9/11 in the fact that there are no airplanes in the sky. If any of you have ever lived in a metropolitan area, then you would know that you're always seeing and hearing low-flying aircraft, and there's nothing in the sky. So I do think that's one thing that is true. It's not a rumor. They have declared the airspace over Richmond to be no-fly zone, and so that's a little eerie. If you think about it and look up, you're like, okay, where's the flashing airplanes? Because this is a capital city. I don't care what major city you're in, there's usually air traffic overhead. And that's the one thing I can confirm is a sky devoid of airplanes. And are you in the East End, Candy, of Richmond? The plane! The plane! The plane! Hey, boss, the plane! So that, other than that, it just seems pretty normal down here. I wanted to stop and do a quick live chat, check in with you guys. Also, if you're here in the Richmond area and you're a fan of the channel and you watch, and you know that if there's any kind of gathering tonight, if there's someplace I might bump into some people like Owen Schroyer or High Impact or whatever, you know, hook me up with that so I can potentially go out and meet some other folks this evening. Otherwise, I'm just going to grab some dinner to go back to my hotel room and rest up and prepare for the morning, since I will have a 8 a.m. pickup by rideshare. Now, that's when I'm getting picked up, so I don't know if I'll be down here by probably by 8:15 or 8:30 unless there's a lot of traffic. John Wayne, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Right on. Thanks for the super chat. Yeah, Dabu, I'd love to meet him. I have promoted his channel quite a bit on this channel. I don't even think, I'm from Dallas, so I don't know, jam-packed traffic. To me, it was more annoying this morning when they were setting up things and I was driving around here this morning with that east rising sun right in my face. In fact, I drove down a one-way street accidentally and had to whip a quick U-turn and undo what I'd done, with everybody looking at me like I was nuts because I just literally could not see the signs, you know, because the sun was low in the sky. But out here tonight, it just seems like a regular night in an urban area. Dallas, Denver, Portland, you know, they're all the same. Now I can add Richmond to that. I heard a new number, Cinny Mini, that I think that's you're the one. This moves so fast. Who was asking about? No, it's Sans Pier. The number now I'm hearing might be as high as 100,000 people. I will say this, in the downtown area, it's kind of quiet right now, but if you go out Broad Street where all the hotels are going west, northwest out of here, there's a lot of out-of-state plates. People from Indiana, people from Ohio, people from North Carolina, South Carolina. I met a guy today whose truck's all decked out with North Carolina militia information all over it. He was wearing a militia uniform and was open carrying in the hotel I'm staying at. There's a bunch of shuttles people could take. I'm just lone wolfing it. Here's the thing. I don't really do groups. I'm not a joiner. If anybody tries to accuse me of being a member of a militia, I'm gonna laugh at them. I'm a militia of one. I'm a Minuteman at best. That's the most you can hang on me. Hey, what's up, Philip in Seattle? Let me guess, it's raining there. A folding map. I'm trying to get the city mapped in my brain. Really, all I need to know is how to get out of here on Broad Street. And Broad Street is probably the most predictable the street I've found in this city. It's many, many miles long. It goes from downtown all the way out to Cabela's, which I went out there today to Cabela's. It's so cute. It's a mini Cabela's compared to Texas. It's sunny and nice in Portland. It was a beautiful day here as well. You guys had some snow, though, I thought I saw in the news. Yeah, AJ's going to be here. Love to meet Alex Jones in person. That would be awesome if I could get close enough to meet him. I haven't been going on the interstates. That's the last place I would want to get in the event of emergency. I'm trying to learn the back streets. What, David Hogg is here? The Swamp Hog is actually here? You're kidding me. The Swamp Hog is in town? I wrote a little song about him called The Swamp Hog. Your ex called you a minute, man. T-Money. What's up, T-Money Weston? Good to see you in the live stream, buddy. He's always good for a laugh. He and I are both wannabe stand-up comedians. Swamp Hog, Swamp Hog. Alex Jones is the CIA. Okay. Well, he's been right about all this stuff, so either way, he's got good information. Will lots of cameras keep the narrative honest? I don't know. The narrative is the narrative. Here's the thing about the mainstream, lamestream media, and we know that they are here because High Impact already interacted with them downtown, and they're going to paint us all. They got a new thing. That's a new thing I heard today in the news, because I got regular TV. I never have regular TV. I have regular TV in the hotel room, and they're calling us gun extremists. Okay, so apparently we've gone from Second Amendment supporters to now they got a new name. We're homeland terrorists, and we're of the gun extremist sort, apparently. That's our new label. So I like that way better than white supremacist. I'm not a white supremacist. In fact, honestly, I like black musicians too much. And most of my heroes are African Americans in the music business, you know. And of course, if you've seen my DNA thing, you know I ain't 100% white. Yeah, I didn't get this nose from my Nordic ancestors. And so I'm definitely not racist. But if they want to call me a gun extremist, I guess I'll wear that. If you mean extreme, you mean constitutional. Well, then being constitutional and constitutionally minded is extreme these days. And I will shoot you with extreme prejudice if you threaten me. You get in my face, or you pull a gun on me, or try to hurt me. So that might make me a gun extremist, a gun rights extremist. That's our new label. Yeah, I don't know if these guys are homeless. I do know that I don't often give people money, but there was a disabled lady today out by Cabela's that was on a street corner, and I gave her a couple bucks. There's no way she could work. She couldn't hold a job. She could barely walk. Put on a dress and tell them that you're trans. Well, I will say this, that one of the Patriot Prayer's founding members is a transgender woman person thing, who is in reality a very big masculine man before they made the transition. And they were on our side, and Antifa routinely beat the crap out of that person. They routinely got jumped on, and I've seen that person just openly assaulted, and they don't care that the person is trans. Well, look what they did to Monopolis. What's his name? All I can think is even Monopolis. That's not right. You know what I'm talking about. He's gay, and they don't care. He's gay, and they're calling him a homophobe and a racist, and he's married to Milo Yiannopoulos. He's married to a black man. Like, his mate is a black man. Sic Semper Tyrannis seems to be the theme these days around here. Yeah, they call him anti-Semitic. Isn't he Jewish too? I don't know. Dems are heterophobes. I don't know about that. Yeah, well, it's like Joey Gibson. He's half Japanese, and all of those Antifa down there, they call him a white supremacist, and he's barely half white. It's just doesn't make any sense. They're done trying to make sense. They're done making sense. It reminds me of the old Talking Heads song, "Stop Making Sense." They've all stopped making sense. They don't care anymore. All that matters is their politics, their race baiting, racial identity politics, their their left wing extremism, rather, their communist ways. That's all that matters to them. And they have no association with the truth at all. Well, like the Bible says, you're a liar and the truth is not in you. Yeah, I don't know anybody that's ever dressed in blackface. I dressed in whiteface one time with the black star in my eye, if you count the time I dressed up as Kiss. I can't remember which one, the one with the star. I'm not a big Kiss fan, but one in high school, I white-faced with the black star and became one of the Kiss people for Halloween. How do you live in Richmond and be a right-wing person? It's like trying to, I don't know, I couldn't stand living in Denver. Honestly, as much as I loved the mountains, Denver was starting to get to be so liberal. I couldn't stand, I liked living in the Salem area, but I got to where I couldn't stand going to Portland. Ace Frehley, that's who I dressed up as. Thanks, Bolt Gun. Or was it Paul Stanley? I don't know. I'm totally not a Kiss guy, but I was well, me and my buddies all picked a character and dressed up like Kiss. The statue of Robert E. Lee, is that the one they're trying to take down? Ozzy was the lead singer of Black Sabbath. Don't have any bullets in my gun. What do you mean? That's not even a very good club. Why would you even have a gun without bullets in it? All my guns are loaded. They're always loaded. John Wayne. Don't tell. I've met John Wayne, and it's really funny to think of you dressed up as Dr. Frank Further from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Hey, all the stuff we did when we were young, right? Who's trolling? I haven't seen anybody trolling yet. Bullets dipped in holy water and bacon grease. I want to get a t-shirt. That's just for vampires, and I guess Arab vampires. They don't like the bacon grease part. The white vehicle behind me, ever since I've been sitting here, urban hip-hop type individuals have been coming and going from these two shops I'm parked in front of. And I'm definitely being watched and surveilled by the locals. I'm just an oddity. I'm a guy sitting on the street corner with out-of-state plates, talking to himself with a selfie stick with the lights on in the cab. And if they came close enough, they would see with the Glock in my lap. What's up, Blazin' Blazer? My favorite Alaskanite. Man, I live with my head on a swivel, to tell you the truth. I'm a real hard guy to sneak up on. It used to be a lot harder to sneak up on me. I mean, my hearing's not as good as it used to be. I could hear you coming. I would really like to meet Brian from High Impact. I think he's a little on the extreme side, honestly, because I don't share his total disregard for the police. Although I have a hard time with there are good cops, then why don't they do something about the bad cops? But I think it's more like there are good police forces and bad police forces. Because if you're a good cop working for a bunch of bad cops, you tend to either get out or get kicked out. So, you know, good cops tend to work for good police organizations, and bad police organizations tend to be staffed with bad cops from top to bottom. So I think I see that differently. I don't see it like, you know, if I don't think there's any good cops on the LAPD, honestly. Let's use them as an example, you know. Not anymore, maybe once upon a time. But after the Dorn incident, are you familiar with the Dorn incident? Dorn was a police officer who said he was being targeted by dirty cops in the greater LAPD world, including county sheriffs in the Los Angeles Basin area. Yeah, Christopher Dorner, that's it, Dorner. And yeah, they pretty much, he kind of put together a hit list and went around killing his enemies, and they got after him so bad when they finally caught him in somebody else's house. They needed to full on get him, so they burnt down somebody's house just to get him. They killed him by, I mean, nothing ever happened to them people either. They're caught on video. You can hear them saying, burn him out, set the place on fire, and they burn some poor person's house down because this Dorner character is hiding inside of it, and they kill him with fire, and nothing happened to them. So there's some stuff that me and High Impact could talk about. It's just, he says stuff that I think is unwise. How's that? It's unwise to go as extreme as he does sometimes. But at the same time, I totally dig his channel. I watch it a lot. I'm very much into, into his perspective on things. What has the Hog Boy got to do with anything, Jordana? Is there something missing there? I have not heard from David Hogg in some time. And I was wondering what the Swamp Hog is. He's just talking about what's going on here. Is he here? Is there some kind of counter protest I don't know about? That would be interesting for all of the state police and all of the deputy sheriffs that are on our side to come to the rally and go through the checkpoints, because they can carry guns inside the checkpoint. And if you're a badge carrier, you can carry in there, I believe. Well, no, you can't. If I recall correctly from the press release that I looked into, you can't come into that area unless you are working. Unless you are actively on the job working. So if it's your day off and you're a cop and you want to come down in uniform, they won't let you in, not with your gun. You got to disarm too. Isn't that a heck of a note? The county sheriffs can't even come down here and go into that area. Man, I wouldn't be caught dead in there, to tell you the truth, pun intended. Yeah, Jordana, I am definitely not believing that Antifa will ever be anything but a threat. I just know them too well. They fantasize about sneaking into your bed at night and cutting your throat. It's what they sit around and talk about. It's their porn. It's their thought life. Their thought life is murderous. And if you get to know anybody in Antifa and you get them comfortable, you get them talking, which I've done in the past, and they'll spill the beans of what that organization is all about. They want us all dead. They have fantasies of chaining us to the drain and the floor and beating us with, into submission. They're just a bunch of control freaks. They're saying they want the fenced area full, but honestly, I think if you submit to the tyranny, disarm and go into there, you're part of the problem. At this point, as much as I love that Virginia has this day where you can come down and lobby the people of the Congress, I think to succumb to the authority of the governor and go into that, cattle pen, go into that goat pen, that what you're saying is, oh, okay, if you want to, squash our Second Amendment rights, well, we want access to the Capitol, so we'll disarm and come in. I never have gone into a gun-free zone in this kind of political environment, whether it's Portland or Denver or Dallas. I won't go into them if they're disarming people, because I think that you're actually when you take that stance of compliance, I'm sorry, this is where I got to go against the VCDL. They should move their rally to the street, right? They should just crank up the sound and hope for an empty area. Tell other people, don't come in. Don't come into the open area, because when you do that, you're submitting to the authority of a tyrant. And your choice is don't go in or bust the gates down. That's your choice. And of course, I'm not a lawbreaker. I'm a law keeper. So I don't want to get crossways with the police, but I would have no problem standing and intend to stand outside. And I may berate people that go in. I may stand outside and go, by going in there that you're submitting to his authority, that you're telling the governor it's okay to change the rules and pass an executive order and to use declarations of emergency, which weren't meant to stop political protests, okay? Declarations of emergencies are for emergencies. They're not because you got your panties in a wad because people don't agree with you. Excuse my French, okay? Sorry, it's bad choice of words. That's what they say in Texas. But, it's not about protecting your political backside. States of emergency are for hurricanes, disasters, invasions, tornadoes, okay, floods, and disarming people and using a act of emergency to do it, a declaration of an emergency to do it, is a complete and total overstep of authority. It's abuse of authority. To go into that place where they're saying you can't carry is to say, okay, we're going to agree with your abuse of authority. No, now it's time to get a sign and stand outside and say, we will not go into your gun-free zone. We're having our rally out here. You're the tyrant. We don't recognize your authority. If you want to say we can't go in there, fine, you can have your party all by yourself. I won't be part of it. I will not go in there as a matter of principle. Even though I'm absolutely convinced God's going to take care of me, and that I could assail hell with a water pistol, that I could walk through a hail of gunfire and maybe get a hole in my hat, and if it was my favorite hat, I wouldn't even get a hole in my hat. That's how highly favored I am of God. That's how protected I am of God, right? God's got my back. I'm not afraid to go in there. I'm not afraid of any of these people. I come 1,300 miles down here to show you I ain't afraid. But I ain't going into that pen, not because I'm afraid. I ain't going in there on the principle of it. It's the principle of it. Sorry, that was my rant. T-Money. Yes, the Virginia governor definitely wears panties. And the gun ban will be lifted on Tuesday. We should all come back on Tuesday and just prance around with our guns on the property. It's going to be lifted what time on Tuesday? I'm still going to be here on Tuesday. Maybe I'll take an extra day just to go trancing around downtown with my gun on and go walking around there in the livestock pen. Yeah, put the speakers in the goat pen and put the people out on the street. That's how we ought to do, Tyler. Professor Pummel, how do we shut down the mainstream media so they can't broadcast, and why would that be a good idea? The best way to stop the mainstream media is to cancel your subscription to cable. I cut my prescription, because it is like a drug. My subscription to cable, I cut the plug, pulled the plug on my cable, I don't know, year and a half ago. And I haven't seen regular TV. I rarely watch them except for clips on the internet. And the best way to boycott mainstream media and their lies is to stop watching them. They're advertisement based. So if their numbers go boo, like CNN, we should just put them out of business. But we can't help it. We want to know. Even I do it. Even I'm like, okay, I'm going to look at the CNN video on YouTube to hear what those crazy people are saying about us, right? But ultimately, we have to put these people out of business by using the capitalist free market system. But as I understand, they're being propped up by George Soros and other billionaires who are covering their shortages. Because CNN is coming up short. They're not kidding when they say that some of these mainstream media news outlets viewership are even smaller than Nick at Night. Reruns of Boy Meets World. I never even watched that show. Why'd that come up? Thanks, Alan. Appreciate it. He said I had a good rant. I'll agree that was a good rant. I think the biggest problem Americans face right now is tyranny in government. And, it's why the people that voted for Donald Trump voted for him. They didn't vote for him because he was a womanizer. They didn't vote for him. And I'm claiming he probably is a womanizer. I mean, he'll just pretty much tell you he's got a history, he's like me. He's not a man free of past sins, right? But we didn't elect him for his hairdo. We didn't elect him for his, for his ability to public speaking. The reason the people voted for Donald Trump is because he's not a politician. We voted for Donald Trump because he's the only guy that was running who's not one of them as far as we know. And that remains to be seen. At least he did come out and make a pretty strong tweetment. A tweetment? I'm here for my tweetment. He tweeted out in support of the Virginia gun owners. But wait, what did Candy say that's got people mad? Back up. Glock her up. Well, that's a little cringy. Just because the connotations there are a little too much. Dr. Bird, your 3 o'clock tweetment is here. Did she say something about shooting the governor? Okay, so I'm not going to go back and look, but please don't say stuff like that. That'll get you at least in timeout, if not kicked right off. What's up, good golly, Miss Molly? All right, so she said she's sorry. I guess it's a she. Talking about Candy, she's a fine girl. Well, that's Brandy. It's a different song. What's up, Keith? Good to see you, buddy. What's up, Nancy? Well, I will always say this, I don't know what it is. Okay, somebody's talked about Tucker Carlson being connected to the Illuminati or something. I don't know, rich billionaires, whatever. I just got to say that I'm a little tweaked at people who are attacking and making disparaging remarks against people that are on our side. Okay, if Trump is in on it, then we're really screwed. Tucker Carlson, he's the last voiceover at Fox News. They already got rid of Bill O'Reilly, right? They're going to get rid of everybody, and so whether he comes from a Illuminati family or not, I don't really care. It's the things he's saying that are right. Like, he's the one talking about Antifa, like the only one. He's the only one talking about what's wrong in the world over there instead of showing us pictures of puppy dogs and telling us everything will be okay. Yeah, I mean, if Tucker's calling for getting out of the Middle East, good. I'm for getting out of the Middle East, too. This is a good opportunity for me to tell you what my foreign policy would be if Sage got elected president. And this is what I think Trump ought to do. I'd pull us out of everywhere that we didn't absolutely positively have to be. I would never again meddle in any government's personal business. And if somebody attacked us, I wouldn't send one troop, not one troop in response. But I would send 10,000 cruise missiles in response. That I would just basically leave the rest of the world alone and blow the hell out of anybody that crossed us. If you crossed us, if you did anything to this country, I'm not sending the troops. I'm just sending cruise missiles. Don't worry, we can make more. Bomb them back to the Stone Age. There's no reason ever to send our troops with rifles. This is the 21st century, y'all. We got laser-guided missiles and pilotless drones. Why do we need to send people in? There's only one reason to send troops into foreign countries, and that's to control people. And that's to express your will upon them and tell them what they have to do in their country. Nation building, they call it. It's a police action. That's what they call Vietnam. Those kind of things are... we should not be wasting young human lives, American lives, in intervening in those areas. And if we look at Switzerland, nobody messes with Switzerland. because the last people that messed with Switzerland got their throats cut. I mean, and they don't get involved in anybody else's politics or their problems. They stay out of everything. But if you mess with the Swiss, even the grannies in Switzerland are marksmen. Okay? Even the women there carry pistols. They will shoot you. Everybody's got assault weapons in their closet that was given to them by the government. Everyone in Switzerland has a gun. Are you talking to me, O. Clinton? O. Clinton L. Calloway? The only reason you need troops on the ground is to force your will on someone else. What's up, John Doe? The Swiss are brainwashed not to fight. I don't know. I still believe that Switzerland has mandatory service, that you don't get to go out and be a grown-up in the world till you've done your mandatory military training and service period. I would love to do that in America. You know, you want free college, Antifa? Well, do 4 years in the military. And you know, when you get out, free college. It's called the GI Bill. Look it up. Illuminati money is in Switzerland. I will say this, that the Knights Templars were defrocked by the Pope, tried for, and their leaders were hung, and their gold disappeared. And up until that point, Switzerland was a land occupied by peaceful farmers and mountain folk. And then suddenly, right after the killing of the leaders of the it went right out of my head. I keep thinking of Illuminati, but it's the Knights Templars. Then suddenly Switzerland becomes this haven for powerful warriors, and a whole lot of money starts getting pumped into their economy. And a lot of people think that that's where the gold from the Knights Templars went when they escaped in I forget what year it was. It was Friday the 13th when they killed Jacques de Molay, burned him at the stake. But I think that the money got away on ships and ended up escaping out of the danger zone, and they reestablished themselves in Switzerland. And they started the modern banking system, because the banking system was started by the Knights Templars. So there's some conspiracy theory for you. Yeah, the Swiss Guard. A lot of people don't know that they're also highly trained. They're not just ceremonial. They're highly trained special forces. That they'll stick you with that big long pike, and then they'll pull their Glock out and go to work on you. Well, you know, I just hope that I hope my ride share goes good in the morning. You know, I'm kind of putting everything on the ride share. I may be putting my thumb out trying to get down here, just trying to figure out some place to park. I don't like not having a plan B. T Black, I'll catch you on the way back. I will. I want Schroyer to come by and pick me up in that armored vehicle. That'd be a heck of a thing. If you guys can get a hold of anybody from InfoWars and they want to come by about 7:30 and pick me up in the armored vehicle, I'd love that. How's the grub out here? You know, I haven't. I'm eating in my hotel. You know, I'm eating the same grub I do at home. I'm eating my normal fare, other than my experiment with Uber Eats last night. Where'd you see the Champion of Virtue? Where'd you see the armored vehicle? Was it in Austin or with Owen Schroyer in it? In Texas? Richmond is supposed to be, the barbecue here is different than Texas barbecue, though. It's like St. Louis barbecue. St. Louis barbecue is different. It's served with a mustard. It's mostly pork. Texas is where you get the good brisket. That's what I love, is the brisket from Texas. That's barbecue to me. I'm not sure about this mustard sweet barbecue from the pulled pork and all that. Yeah, you've got brisket, but is it the same? Is it that kind of spicy tomato-based sauce? Or is it a dry rub, more of a dry rub thing? Well, I can't do the... Y'all are making me hungry. I haven't had dinner yet. I think I'll pick up something to go back to the room unless I find out about a gathering. I'm kind of watching my email, hoping that someone will tell me where the Patriots are meeting. I tell you what, my hotel's pretty hopping with Patriots right now. It's mostly Patriots. The live stream, I'm going to start it. I'm probably going to start it around 9. Once I get down there, get settled in, I'm going to start with I have a full battery, then I have 2 backup batteries, and hopefully it'll get me through the day. I'm afraid I'll be struggling looking for a place to recharge my batteries. I may end up zipping into a store on the way back and getting yet a 3rd battery to make sure I have plenty of battery for tomorrow. Some of the food delivery drivers eat your food? Really? That never entered my mind to mess with people's food. Maybe that's why when I pick up Uber Eats from McDonald's, they put those little stickers across the top of the bag so you can't open the bag, and they put everything inside the bag. Because, maybe that's why they do that. I don't know. I would never think of messing with somebody's food. That's just disgusting. I agree, Yeshua returns. Good cops need to refuse unlawful orders. When a captain or whoever tells you to arrest law-abiding citizens, y'all need to stand up and say no. In the military, they tell you to draw your service weapon and arrest the person that gave the order by any means necessary. And it's not an exaggeration that in times past, when unlawful, unconstitutional orders to fire on Americans were given by military or police, you're supposed to, in the old days, just pull your service revolver out and dispatch them quickly and quietly, so that never happens again. That's how much they would, look at that as a problem. The guy that gives the order is guilty of treason. Yeah, they're saying that they're, okay, so Vernon is saying that our government is proposing the same laws in Indiana as the ones in Virginia. And part of the reason I'm here is because a lot of these laws they're trying to pass here, they already had them in Oregon and Washington, and it has to do with part of the reason why I left. Red flag laws in particular, I believe, are going to be used against patriots to disarm us in a future conflagration that's on the horizon. So that's maybe what they use our facial recognition at these rallies for, is to put us on the list and to red flag us. It's one of the reasons I moved to Texas. There's no red flag laws there. No one can make up a lie on me and get the police to come out and violate my rights. And they can do that to you in Oregon, and they can do that to you in Washington, and they're going to pass the law in Virginia, unfortunately. And it's coming to Indiana, I guess. Do they have it in New Mexico too, Jules? Thanks, JM. I'll be making sure to live stream everything tomorrow, and I'm going to try to do some interviews, some live on-air interviews with anybody interesting I can come across. Well, Phil, if that worked, then it would have worked already. Well, yes, because even the draconian California laws do not ask law enforcement to go door to door and gather firearms. But the laws that they were trying to pass here, the Senate bill, the author here in Virginia withdrew his assault weapons confiscation bill, but there's one just like it with the same verbiage in the congressional side here in Virginia. So yes, they're trying to do an outright ban of assault weapons, they're calling them assault firearms now, is the new saying, because they want to include not just rifles but pistols, any semi-automatic, any gun that is efficient for self-defense is being targeted and being relabeled as an assault weapon. And so they want to go door to door and collect these. They want mandatory buyback and confiscation and all that. What Beto was trying. Yes, the governor of Virginia is coming for your guns, and he's coming for all of them. The ones you get to keep, it's just temporary till you come back later and get the rest of them. That this is what they're doing. We're done playing this game. There's going to be a lot of 6'4" tall, old redheaded people. I'm a 6'1" old redheaded person. Hey, turn your friend on to me and have him come find me, because my face is all over the internet. And yes, they got my face off the internet 2 years ago. They already know who I am. I think they would have already done something to me, but I'm under somebody's protection. Well, more than one somebody's protection. March around the State House 7 times and scream. See if we can get the whole thing to fall down like the walls of Jericho. So I've already got, talking about Uber and Lyft for the 20th, Tyler's saying that they might cancel Uber and Lyft locally on the 20th. That would be a huge financial mistake for everyone. And I've already, they took my reservation, so I already have my ride reserved. So hopefully that won't happen. That is my fear, that I will not be able to get down here in the morning. I do have a backup plan. There's a local man that I've been talking to who's a fan of the channel, who lives nearby. And if for some reason rideshare gets canceled and Uber won't come get me, I'm hoping this guy will give me a ride. So you know who you are. We've been talking on the internet. Probably need to send him another email tonight. He's offered to give me a ride a couple times. It's just a matter of trusting somebody. So Wolf Mother, I don't know that it's a setup, and I'm definitely not staying away from the Capitol. In fact, right now I'm walking distance from the Capitol. What street is this? Well, I'm not sure exactly. I would say, yeah, there's the crane. I'd say I'm 10 blocks from the Capitol right now. Bikers for Trump are supposed to be there from Florida. That's cool. That would make me, I would feel a little more safe if a couple thousand Harleys came rolling in this morning. Right now, my gut is happy. It's my gut is fine. I had the spirit of fear come on me when I first started to make this trip, and when I laughed in its face, it went away, and it was replaced with the calm knowledge that God protects me. And why would He protects me in Dallas? I have a dangerous job. I drive around at night in the ghetto in apartment complexes and deliver food to people in the dark. So, yeah, my gut's hungry too, Sans Peru. I just know that even, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. For He is with me, and His rod and His staff, He comforts me. And He makes me to lay down beside the still waters and restores my soul. He makes for me a banquet, sets for me a table in the presence of mine enemies. So I'm going to have a great day tomorrow. Well, I know God takes care of me, but just in case He held some of that stuff against me that happened a few summers back, then maybe that's why I have the Glock, just in case. Well, God might need me to help somebody else. He uses us too. Well, I will tell you that I'm usually one of those like crisis actors, right? That's usually me when it comes to that kind of thing. But I saw a pack of young guys this morning that just looked like they were playing a role. They look so much like the Charlottesville, well, they will not replace us torch gathering people. And they were all hanging out in packs around the Capitol this morning. And so maybe is Bass Stick Man going to be there? I dig Bass Stick Man. Anybody that thumps somebody with a stick's my kind of guy. I watched him hold off 20 Antifa with a flagpole. I'm a stick fighter, so. Buddy Rich, never get in a fight with a drummer. They don't need a black belt. The drummers will do a paradiddle on your forehead. I don't care how laid back and easygoing a drummer is. When it comes time to fight, they all know how to do it. And it's because, you know, they hit things for a living. they beat things with sticks for a living. I don't think Stickman switched sides. I think he got heavily prosecuted, and he may have had to do some community service and pay some huge fines. I think that's probably what caused Bass Stickman to step back out, is that the state of California was pretty much, they had him on a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, I would say I have a black belt in stick food. In my opinion, UFC lost their way when they outlawed the headbutt, because quite frankly, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is awesome unless headbutts are allowed, and then it's a good way to get your face bloodied. The Gracies had to do away with the headbutt before they could really take charge of the UFC. I didn't bring my sword. Now, I wanted to, but I just thought, okay, if I get pulled over and they search my car, I've got these guns, I got this body armor, and I've got a sword. The sword just kind of says it's a little... I think wearing the sword would have jumped the shark a little bit. But I always carry quite a brace of edged weapons anyway, so I've always got my collection of Benchmade knives. Oh yeah, that Spartan guy, he was kind of a weirdo anyhow. I don't think he was ever one of us. He just went back to being on the other side. He started over there. He was a live action role play guy, a LARPer. He was a LARPer. A Chinese yogi master. Where do you guys get this stuff? Oh my goodness. Okay, all right, guys. I have enjoyed our live stream, and it's been a good time. I managed to not get mugged on this street corner on Broad Street, even though I had some people that I think they were just curious what I'm doing, standing here talking to sitting here talking to a telephone in an idling car on a busy street. But hey, Vinny, yes, I'm gonna call you. I don't know what you're doing tonight. You're in town, so I guess you made it okay. Still got my hubcaps. You mean my hubcap? Oh, I still got hubcaps. Oh, I got you. I took the hubcaps off of my car because one kept falling off, so I have no hubcaps on my car. I'm blacked out. It's got black rims. I don't know that there's any New York cops here, but I have seen lots of New York plates. And there were a pair of New Yorkers that were interviewed in the High Impact live stream from earlier this afternoon, and they said they were here in support of the Second Amendment from New York. Maggie May, I will always do my best to stay safe tomorrow and every day. Next planned live stream, you know I don't plan nothing. Does this look planned? Planned. What's a plan? Plans are what you have when you can't follow your gut. Now, probably I'm looking about between 8 and 9 a.m. in the morning. I will start the full day of streaming. I may stop streams and restart them later. There's a great joke there, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to make the old man joke. I think I may not wear the body armor. I think I may go with the steel plate in the backpack instead. Go with a single plate, cut my weight in half. You know, I can't see myself all armored up. It's so heavy. It's so heavy, and I'm getting older by the minute. I've aged just talking to y'all. Well, did I bring a charger? Well, there's nothing to plug into out here, so I'm going to be relying on my batteries. I have a solar charging battery powered thing, battery pack. I have another just plain battery powered pack, and I may get a third one. Yeah, I think my knee will thank me for lightening the load. I'm trying to go light tomorrow. Barbecue. Yummy. Wait, Belinda had a good point? What's Belinda's point? Belinda. Right, I hope they don't. That would really suck. If I drove all the way out here and they did block the streaming signals, you know, I couldn't get 5G to stream. I don't know. There's got to be some kind of Wi-Fi I could hack into. If that happens, I'm just going to make videos and upload them from, you know, the hotel, I guess. It's my only choice if somehow I can't stream. But the thing is, if they change the phones or the 4G system, or if they block signals, it affects the police too. They use those same exact things. No, I'm going to do a live stream as soon as my feet hit the ground. And because I want to do interviews with people. I want to, yeah, I'm going to be all over the place. Any of you who followed me in my Oregon live streams, you know what to expect. I think I drove past Monument because there was a big roundabout just off Broad Street that had a big, what do you call it, a big statue of a guy on a horseback. And that might be the monument you're talking about. It was bigger than life. It was huge. I might have already seen that. All right, y'all. I threatened to stop the live stream earlier. I can only do so much talking until I start getting, like, I need to take a break and gather my spit. My mouth dries out. That's the General Lee 1 Cine Mini. Oh, yeah. So I did see it. I did have a look at it as I was driving by around sunset. Hey, Lisa from Salem. Awesome. I got my family still there in Salem. All right, I'm gonna come back in the morning. Watch the channel. Make sure that you're plugged in for what's happening tomorrow. I could be at ground zero of something really huge. If nothing else, no, you hang up, Keith. No, you hang up. If nothing else, I'm going to have a great opportunity to fellowship with patriots from around the country. All right, we'll see you guys in the morning. God save our republic. Good night, y'all.